I just finished filming my December TBR, like TBR jar picks my December reads. So I decided to actually sit down and film my physical TBR. So this is going to be every single book that I have on my physical TBR. If my cat doesn't attack, what the heck? Okay, she was literally like 5 minutes ago attacking my books and now she's starting to attack me. So I don't know what the heck is going on. Anyways, we're just gonna let her do her thing. Hopefully she's not gonna damage me or my books. I thought that it would be nice to just let you know every single book that I have on my physical TBR. I have bought a lot of books this year. I feel like that shows because you might see the TBR jar and yes, it is filled at the front and on the back, but I do actually have 2 more huge piles that just do not fit in this, which is insane. And I understand that. So I really need to start focusing a bit more on reading physical books and not books that are on my Kindle. But that's an issue for another time. So I'm gonna start talking about them. I don't actually know how many books I have. Let me see. I do have a shelf on Goodreads. If you were wondering, that actually is my physical TBR and I do actually update it quite frequently. My Goodreads self says that I have 105 books, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I might have missed 1 or 2 books. I'm gonna try and not talk too much about every single one of the books because we have a lot of books to go through. So I'm gonna start with the books that are on my December TBR. At the time that I'm filming this, I haven't read any of them, but hopefully at the time that you're watching this, I have already read some. But we have The Fiancé Farce by Elena Armas. This is the second book in a duology. And then we have Meet Your Match by Candy Steiner. This is the first book in a series, in an ice hockey series. Then we have Gloves Off by Stephanie Archer. This is the 4th book in the Vancouver Storm series. Really excited about this one. And then a Christmassy book, we have Love Life Farms by P.K. Borson. This is, again, for the first book in a 4-book series. And then we're gonna move on to the first shelf. So I have From Look With Love by Mariana Zapata. Then I have Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochran. I have 2 books by Taj McCoy. The first one is Shabby Sheldon Feels Good as Hell, and then Zora Books Her Happy Ever After. Then I have Hate Mail by Tona Marchetti. The Fiancé Farce, my goodness, I got scared. The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Bellafleur. And thinking about it, I actually do have the next 2 books in the Written in the Stars series. I just don't know where they are. So I also have Hang the Moon and Count Your Lucky Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. So this is the second one and the third one in that series. Then I have Spiral by Balcabra. This is the second book. The first book is Collide. Then I have Off Track by Esha Patel and Our Stop by Laura Jane Williams. Then I have The Italian Job by Catherine Freeman, Butcher and Blackbird by Breen Weaver, and Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Dahlia Hibbert. Yes, this is the second book. I do not own the first one. I haven't read it, but I have said this in a book haul, but this was on sale. The first one was not, so I decided to buy this one, and at some point I am also gonna buy the first one. Moving on to the second shelf, we have Date with Destiny by Lucy Vine, I Kissed Sarah Wheeler by Casey McChristen, Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. These are actually the only, I'm pretty sure, these are the only 2 young adult books that I have on my physical TBR, which I'm really happy about. I had a couple more, but I actually did end up reading them, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna read these 2 pretty soon because I have decided that I don't love having contemporary young adult romances on my physical TBR because I don't really enjoy reading them. Then we have Here for the Drama by Kate Bromley, 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, Taste Like Shakar by Nisha Sharma, and Breakaway by Grace Riley. This is the second book in a hockey series, a college hockey series. And I just realized that it has a cat on the cover, so I'm actually really excited. I want to read about the cat. Then I have 3 books by Kennedy Ryan. We have Before I Let Go, which is the first book in a trilogy, and then we have This Could Be Us, which is the second book in that trilogy. And then I also have The Kingmaker, which is the first book in another trilogy, I think. Then I have a lot of books by Elsie Silver. So I have the 3 last books in the Chestnut Spring series. I have Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless. And I also have the first book in the Gold Rush Ranch series, which is Off to the Races, and the first book in the Rose Hill series, which is Wild Love. I'm really excited about this one. And in general, I really need to sit down and start reading more Elsie Silver books and actually finish the Chestnut Spring series. Then I have 2 Lana Ferguson books. So I have The Game Changer and The Fake Mate. Then I have the last 2 books in the Queen's Cove series. So I have In Your Dreams, Holden Roads and Finn Rhodes Forever. Then another author that I have 3 books from is Hannah Bonham Young. So I have Out on a Limb, which is the first book in a duology. And then I have the, I think it's called Next series, Next to Us or something like that. So the first book is Next of Kin and the second one is Next to You. I have actually started pulling from other shelves and from the back because I had them really mixed up. So I had the first book here and the second book in a series at the back. So I'm kind of not going by shelf apparently, but that's okay. Then I have Rewind It Back by Least on 40. Really excited about this one. And also look at the end pages. I wish that every single book had something like that. Then I have The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. I have The 7 Years Sleep by Ashley Poston. I really need to read this at some point really soon. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I really need to because I have heard incredible things. Then I have Fancy Meeting You Here by Julie Chu. I have Wildfire by Hannah Grace, which is the second book. I don't remember the name of the series, but the first book is Icebreaker. And then I have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. This is the second book in the Part of Your World trilogy. I loved Part of Your World. It's one of my 5-star reads, so I'm really excited to read this one. And I also have the third book, which is Just for the Summer. Again, I cannot wait to pick this one up. I have heard incredible things about both of these books. Then I have Last Tank Standing by Lauren Ho. Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is the first book in a 4-book series, I think. I have Fake Flame by Adele Bach. Clee Cute by Mariel Wilsner. Drunk on Love by Jasmine Guillory. I have the first 2 books in the, I don't know what's the name of this series. Anyways, I have the first 2 books in the Done and Dusted series by Lala Shays. So Done and Dusted and Swift and Settled. I know that there's a name for the series, at least I'm pretty sure that there's a name for the series. I just don't remember it. And the last book on this side is Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. Moving on to the second side, as you can see, I did actually remove some books because I already talked about them. But we have Mr. Nash's Ashes by Sarah Adler, a summary book, I'm pretty sure. Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. This is the first book in a duology. The second book is The Boyfriend Candidate, but I actually didn't know that it was a duology. So I have already read the second book. So I really need to read this one so that I know that I'm actually done with a duology. I did it a bit out of order, but it's fine. Then we have Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. The Takedown by Carly Walker. This actually sounds really fun and I cannot wait to read this. I think that it's more of a summary book. That's why I haven't picked it up yet. Speaking of summer, I have a whole trilogy that is called the Summer series. I think that I have the middle 3 books. I have already read the first one. I didn't like it, but I have The Summer I Saved You, which is the second book. I have The Summer You Found Me, which is the third book in this series. And then I have The Summer I Destroyed You, which is the 4th book in this series. And they're all by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I do want to continue this series at some point, but I'm probably gonna wait until summertime. Then I have Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. Really want to read this because it is a sapphic romance. Then I have First Time Color by B.K. Borison. I have heard phenomenal things about this. We have The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. This is the second book in a trilogy, but I picked it up thinking that it was the first one, but it's actually the second one. So at some point I am gonna read this. I just need to read the first one first. Then I have Bad Publicity by Bianca Gilliam. This also sounds really fun. I have The Handover by David M. Barnett, and then I have Bloodstream by Emily Carter and One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I also have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Then I have 2 Lucy Score books. The first one is Things We Hide from the Light, which is the second book in the Knock 'Em Out series. I have read the first one. I enjoyed it, so I need to pick this one up. It's just the size of it really intimidating. And then the second book that I have from Lucy Score is Story of My Life. I don't know what this is about. It's just the newest release and it was about books. And also I'm just finding out in every chapter there's like little books, which is so cute. So I do want to eventually read this, even though I feel like I haven't heard that many great things about this one, which is making me a tiny bit scared, but we'll see. Then I have All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. I don't know when I'm gonna pick this one up. I'm always intimidated by Mariana Zapata books. And then I have the first 2 books in a trilogy by Elle Kennedy. So I have Good Girl Complex and Bad Girl Reputation. I did in fact lie to you because I did say that I had only 2 young adult books. I'm pretty sure that these ones are also young adult, and I do in fact need to read them. This summer my priority is going to be reading these books. And then I have a Tessa Bailey series. I don't remember the name of it, but the first book is Too Hot to Handle. Then it's Too Beautiful to Break, Too Hard to Forget and Too Wild to Tame. Then I'm gonna talk about some books that are on the piles that I have on the floor because they are romances and these ones at the bottom are not. So I have the first two books in the Magnolia Parks universe by Jessa Hastings. So I have Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates. I have All Fired Up by Dylan Newton. I think that this is also the second book in the series, and I bought it because nowhere in the website did it say that it was the second book in the series. I'm pretty sure that like there's another book before this one. And then I have all of my Emily Henry books. Essentially I have every single Emily Henry paperback, the romance paperbacks. I know that she has some sci-fi books, I think. I don't have those. I have only the adult ones. So I have Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, Book Lovers, Happy Place, and Funny Story. And then moving on to the last shelf, I have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I have had this book for, I want to say, close to 5 years at this point, and I'm always just scared of picking it up. Then I have The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. I am dying to pick this one up. I really want to get all of her books and just read every single one of them because I read The Winter Garden from her and I fell in love with it, and it has made me really want to read more historical fiction. I think she is an amazing storyteller. Then I have Normal People by Sally Rooney, A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. Really excited about this one too. Oh, that's so cute. Wait. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I think that it's going to sort of break my heart, but it's going to be wholesome at the same time. And then I have The Good Part by Sophie Cousins. I bought this because essentially the female main character, she's always thought of, oh, I just want to like jump to the good part, go to the good part and skip all of this middle years of my life that I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm doing. And I just want to skip to the good part where my life is complete and like I have everything that I want. Yeah, it says in the back, what if you could fast forward to your happy ever after? And I think that she does that. She ends up doing it, but she doesn't like it and she wants to actually see the whole process of how she got there. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's what this is about. And then I have some murder mysteries and maybe like two fantasy books. So I have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, which I do really need to pick up. I have been saying that I'm gonna pick it up since there were only 3 books in this series. There wasn't a novella, and also Holly Jackson had not written any other books other than this series. That's telling me that I really need to pick this one up. Then I have 7 Minutes Later by Bonnie Kistler. I don't know when I'm gonna read this. Actually, the font is really big, so it's probably not gonna be that much of a hard read. I think that I started it actually, and I just didn't really care about it. I'm gonna pick it up at some point. Then I have Not a Happy Family by Sharila Pena. I really need to read this. I don't know why I haven't, because it's about rich people drama, and that sounds great. Then I have This Violent Lies by Chloe Gong and The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I have had this book for a decade. I am 100% sure about it actually, which is insane. And then we're down to the last books. So I have a random book, kind of. It's The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So it's a classic book and it's the second book. My mom got it for me. Apparently they didn't have the first one, and the person working there told her that you can read the second one and there's not an issue with it. They didn't know that I'm insane and that I need to read the first one first. But this is also a classic. I tried to read it. Oh my gosh, I felt like I was reading a different language, which I am. My mother language is Greek, so technically I was reading another language because it's English, but you know what I mean. I feel like I was reading a different language from English. At some point, I'm probably gonna read it. Then I have the Six of Crows duology. I don't know if there's a name for it, but we have Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Again, with all of my fantasy books, just don't really hold your breath about me reading them. And then I also have the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. So I have Shadow and Bone, Shades and Storm, and Ruin and Rising. And lastly, I do have the ACOTAR series. So I have the first 4 books. And that's it. That's all of the books that are on my physical TBR. It's a lot, I am aware. The fact that they cannot really fit into this card, yeah, they definitely cannot fit. So that tells me that I really need to start reading books that are on my physical TBR and stop listening to so many audiobooks and reading so many books on my Kindle. Hopefully, next time I do this video, I'm not gonna have the same books on my physical TBR. Hopefully I will have read a good chunk of them. That brings us to the end of this video. That's all I had to say. I hope that you liked it. Let me know how many books you have on your physical TBR. If you were to ask me this question at the end of 2024, I will have probably said around 50 books. So now I have double that. That's what you get when you're buying books constantly. But yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope that you liked this video and I hope that I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
You give me butterflies when you smile and it feels so good.